Give me just a second. For some reason, it does not look like... There we go. I was gonna say, it does not look like I'm actually streaming. Now I'm streaming. Okay. Uh... My headphones on. Okay. Hey, Abraticus, how you doing? Just to make sure all of the stuff and things are on this time. Like my captions. Okay, and are my sound alerts on the correct one? By the way, just in case you were interested or keeping up with, the sound alerts have been changed. I did not change the channel point ones. I have not gotten to those. So make sure you know what it is you're clicking on before you click on it. Because I added a whole bunch of new ones. And I know people have like certain ones that they prefer, so... There we go. Okay. Panic updating, yeah. Bam and I had that. Thankfully, he turned his on before I even came in here and turned my PC on. His went ahead and updated, and then mine updated, and I was like, oh no. And then the ranch thing that we like to play, the ranch sim tried to update at the same time while I was trying to update all my titles. And I'm not even sure if everything's going to work okay because now Windows needs to update, but I'm going to ignore it and hope that it doesn't cause a problem. Which usually doesn't turn out so great. It will probably cause a problem. There we go. 2 version updates. There must have been a really bad bug if they did 2 updates in one day. I'm gonna drink out of the wrong side of a can. Okay, it looks like everything is good. We have got... Yeah, I just don't have my light on the background. I was supposed to say, I'm missing something. I'm missing something. Something is messed up. Okay. Okay, it looks like everything else is working, though. Both my streams are working. I don't have troll alerts up. Let me go ahead and run those too, just in case. I really need to get me another monitor so I can have all of this stuff on my other monitor. Okay. Alright, that's up. Now then. No! Okay. Nope. Join? There we go. Alright. I was trying to pull up Discord. I had a Discord button on my... No, don't pull up over here. I never have you over here. Why do you load over here? I tried to pull up Discord. I have a button on my Stream Deck for Discord. And it worked the first day, and now it just refuses to work. I don't know why. And it freezes up my PC. Okay, gotcha. Alright. Okay, that is open. Hopefully that works. The maps seem fine on the last version, but you've not got this version downloaded, so you haven't been able to test it. Why does the splash screen say, "Why do I smell feet"? Who did this? Whose idea was this? Was it you? Or Reaper? Who did this? I was going to say, I just spawned right next to the trader, but that's actually where my base is. I forgot about that. Different game. Okay. Hang on. I actually need to change this out. I do not have a tier 3 hood. That's not mine. I was making thumbnails. To apologize. Okay, I have weak armor. Which piece, though? The chest. Which needs a repair kit in order to fix. Even a tier 1 piddly piece of armor requires a repair kit. Do I have one? Yes, I do. Let's just get that notification off of there. And someone pointed out to me that there are 2 pages. Oh. There are 2 pages underneath these things right here.
Thirsty.
I did not even know this.
Why don't you get hydrated?
Thank you, thank you, thank you for the hydration. Thank you, thank you. I didn't realize... I'd been sitting here trying to scroll down on this menu, wondering why they stopped at harvesting. They put a tab here. And I've been trying to figure out what it was I was missing, because I know I've done other missions, which apparently I have not. I wish they would be consistent on how you're supposed to navigate their menus. And it's like the way you upgrade your weapons, you go from tech tier to tech tier to tech tier, and inside each tech tier, you go from 1 to 6. And then in armor, it's like, here's your basic primitive armor, and then the next tech tier opens up all of the armors, and you just upgrade via... Anyway, I'm having a problem. Apparently I'm the only one who has a problem with this. Everybody else is like, I just figured it out on my own. And I'm like, keep your same format. God. Okay. Did I have a mission? No. Let's go find a mission. A lot of the update has to do with challenges not needing a specific tool. Did they also make it where you don't have to harvest a specific thing? Because one of those is like, you need a radiator, but you can only get it from a car. You can't get it from any of the radiators in the house. Did that change? With any knife, they changed that. I don't know, that one still says any vehicle. It opens up more places to get scrap polymers, and you're not stuck harvesting it with a stone axe. Okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I would like it to be like wherever you get the harvested item from would be nice. I'm not sure if that's a thing.
State your business, fool.
I don't wish to state my business.
I'm gonna make you an offer you don't just stand there with...
Okay. We need consistency. You can track them to see the specific items which you had to do. Well, tracking those is kind of a pain since you're also tracking all of your missions and everything else like that. Challenges just seem like a side bit that you can get. Of course, I haven't actually looked through any of the challenges on the second page. Here I am sitting here using my little scrolly thing to go down in here like you do. See, we have our books. You scroll down, you see the second page. Why didn't we get this in the challenges? Why is it a separate tab? I mean, I get it, they've got basics and advanced, but I mean, there could be like a, you know, like a little title that says advanced below this, and you just scroll down instead of having to have like another tab. But you know what? I'm probably being picky, but that's fine. Gather clay soil from digging, so you don't necessarily have a specific type of shovel. First aid. Enter the desert. See, I opened this with my other character and I was wondering where it was because I couldn't figure out how to redeem it. Okay, now I know where those are. And it gives icons in world like the starter quest do for items to collect, which is what I needed to know with specific items to get. Oh, so like you have to get it from a specific thing, like a vehicle. Oh, I did not get any icons. It just says harvest engine. Oh, well, I'm not gonna track that. I wanna go do my mission. I'm gonna track that. Let's go. I have a vehicle. Let's use that instead of my tiny little feet. Kadewee, how you doing? How's your stuff? How's your things? How was everybody's weekend? Radicus, how was your birthday? Did you do anything? Go out to eat? Have a special dinner? Warm? Yeah, I know that. I stepped outside for 5 seconds to go water my chickens again because they go through a whole lot of water. And I already had, well, an unhealthy amount of heat going on. It was very freaking hot. Sir Smokesleeve, how you doing? How's your stuff? How's your things? I know this one. I don't know why I always feel inclined to open these things. Like, they're not just gonna bust out of the thing and attack me if they're here. Oh, I should probably do that. Not do that. I'm sure at some point I'll get those fixed without having to break down stuff inside POIs and make them look like crap. Richard, how you doing? Your birthday was boring? You didn't do anything? You had to stay home to get the boiler serviced and then you had to go do documents? So, boring adult stuff. Oh no. I hate when that happens. Do you have any plans for this weekend or something like that? Ow, 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 ow. Rude. For your birthday? Stop your things. Stop them. You got a cake though, right? Cake? Ice cream? Something? Don't do it. Your favorite soda? Something. As an adult, sadly, we celebrate our birthdays as if they're any other day, but there should be like one thing that you do for your own birthday. Like, treat yourself to your favorite ice cream, your favorite soda, maybe one of your favorite activities, you know, something. Shashim, how you doing? Wake up, dude! I've been standing here for a minute. What are you doing? You're supposed to jump out of there and say boo. Or something. Scare me. Okay. I have 3 skill points. He missed his cue? Yeah, exactly. Apparently he did not get his papers for his acting gig. He's not getting another gig here. Sir? 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 Wake up.
What's up?
What's up? How you doing, Sir Smokesleeve? How you doing? How's all those things going, huh? Okay. How many of these zombies am I gonna have to wake up? It's almost like I'm actually the bad guy. They weren't going to attack me.
Hey,
I'm going in there and attacking them.
why don't you get hydrated?
Jennings! Thank you. Great timing, by the way. They're making me out to be the bad guy here. Knock, knock. I hear somebody. That sounded complicated. At least he actually came out of his hiding spot. Your download is finally done? Yeah. Well, Bam and I turned our stuff on and it's like, oh, okay, we're doing a download. Then all of the things wanted to do a download. I feel like there's a bigger trap. Ah. Wait, can you crawl through here? Would you try to crawl through? Yeah, you're gonna crawl through there. Creepy. It's perfectly acceptable for the zombies to have a crawling motion as long as the area actually requires crawling instead of them like going next to a random bar or something and then dunking down and crawling, and it's like, oh, why did you do that? It'd be really cool is if they walked along the ceiling like that. Nightmare fuel. Just realized I missed this. Nope. Nope. Okay, I'll wait right here for you to open that. Making myself out to be the bad guy? Yeah, exactly. Let me help. What was that? There we go. All of that amped up music. Giving me anxiety for no reason. Ah. Come here. Nope. Damn it. Ah, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Okay, apparently I'm just gonna walk through there sideways. Don't do it. Don't do it. I gotta be careful. This character doesn't have any healing on it whatsoever. What the heck happened? Did I set my healing down? Oh, now is not the time to be completely out of stamina. Let's just shut that for a second. I seriously left without any healing inside my... Oh, I'll use that. That's fine. Wait a minute! I'm using it! Go away, sir! It's not your turn. Don't do it! Ow! Okie dokie. What are you doing, dude? Stick your head back through there. That's what she said. Get over it. Okay. This is immersive. This is how physics works. You're gonna keep doing this. We're gonna keep working on this, and I'm gonna knock you in the head when you stick it through there. You're not allowed to defy physics. What are you doing now? He's doing his burpees? Is he part of an exercise group I didn't know about? Phone? I will yeet you. Stop! You get it? Okay. Apparently not. Stop your things. Oh, my stamina. There, work on that a minute. My god. There we go. My character's refusing to run. I'm hitting the shift button, but it's like I'm putting the brakes on. I don't know what's going on. Oh, now it's working. Okay, apparently I was stuck. I was glitched. I don't know what was going on. Meds. Is it just me, or is there like an overabundance of vitamins in this drop? Well, not in this drop, but in this alpha. Not alpha. Release? Maybe? Pistol Pete. Okay. Ah, there we go. There we go. Sprint toggles now? Well, I was hitting the button and going back and forth and it was just not doing anything. That's fine, that's fine. Chicken, don't you run out in front of me! Why would you do that? It lost the will to live. It's like the slowest bike in the world, and that thing just in slow motion walked out in front of me. Why? I did not want to see that little bit of Darwinism going on. What could possibly have been so bad in that chicken's life? You know, aside from everything in the whole entire animal kingdom wants to eat it. Wanted to be dinner, apparently. Okay, now what kind of bullcrap is he gonna give me, and what kind of bullcrap am I gonna get from him to give me the thing?
Hey, asshole,
You
here's
better
your
not
reward.
bring any diseases into my
Sucker.
store.
Okay. Batter volume, foul balls. I don't think this character has a specific weapon other than I'm a farmer and I'm a... Well, I'm basically gonna have to go after the axe, but of course it's not actually a weapon and it's not gonna tier properly for doing Horde Nights and everything, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. The farmer and the lumberjack actually need a weapon or a specific weapon in their arsenal that acts as a weapon. I think a farmer probably would have a shotgun, though. I hate that so many characters actually feel like they would probably have a shotgun. I think I'll take your coal. It's the only thing you're actually offering me enough of to be worth it.
Well, I got just the job for a simpleton like you.
You just
Get
call me
moving,
stupid.
Jackass. This don't pay by the hour.
Yep. I need a mod where I can end his existence at least once a day. Maybe twice a day. Maybe. Might get a little bit crazy and like kill him 3 times a day. So... Question, why am I running with that and I have no shotgun ammo? Do I not have any shotgun ammo? I have shotgun ammo. Okay. And food. Water. Something to drink. Okay. I'm also not walking around with a pistol, so should I be walking around? I mean, I did just get this. This is more likely to get me killed than anything else, but I mean, right now any weapon's a weapon. Right? Yeah. Delete Trader Wrecked, yeah. You're trying to play it as a raider? I haven't even seen the raider armor. I've been basically telling myself I'm not going to look up the armors. I'm going to wait until I roll that armor and then we'll figure it out. But is it good? Does it feel balanced? I know some people have talked vaguely about needing to balance the preacher, which I think is odd, but I mean, I guess. You edited the XML to make Jen the first trader? Yeah, see, I never understood why Wrecked was always the first one. I mean, with his loot system, like, the farmer stuff is kind of important to have early on, so it's the most effective. But man, his personality kind of kills it. You know? They could have swapped anybody out. He is in no way endearing. At all. Not even the least bit. And not even in a way of a, like, a post-apocalyptic character. You could do a charismatic asshole. Forgive my French, obviously. But you could do a charismatic one. I mean, Negan from The Walking Dead. Very charismatic, very bad guy. So you can make him gruff and everything, and make him an asshole, but also make him endearing. I think we have different definitions of what endearing is. I guess because they know people in real life that act that way, and I'm sorry that they've been traumatized in this way, and they felt the need to subject everybody else to it. Oh, man. It just seems odd as a first choice. I think Jen would have been the first choice, but maybe that would have been false advertising too, because none of the other traders are what I would consider eye candy, and Trader Jen is definitely eye candy. I would not be opposed to us having some more eye candy traders in the future. That's just me. And what we get is dangly cock pieces on our suits. I don't even have a cock. I don't think it's going to dangle for me. Caulk. YouTube caulk. C-A-U-L-K. Caulk. Dangly stuff. Obviously. As per terms of service. I gotta get up there to that. Learn to levitate. They just need to tune him down. Yeah, they can tune him down, or they could make it... I've had plenty of people say they should just make it to where the more you work with him, the more pleasant he gets. You can still have like an... what's the right way to phrase all of that? Someone who does the apocalypse and they're hardened because of the apocalypse. Not that way. Get your minds out of the gutter. They're hardened because of the apocalypse, so they have a hard time trusting. But the more you work with them, the better they act. That just seems prudent and would be very, very immersive, but it's not what they've decided to go with, because it doesn't matter how much you do their missions, his dialogue options don't change. Okay, that is so not what I'm looking at. He could be gruff and less nasty rude. Yeah, he really could be. And I don't know if it's just me, but Jen seems a whole lot more flirty in this alpha. Is it the new lines? What do you guys think? Have you ran into Jen? I definitely think her dialogue is a bit more suggestive. Not that I have a problem with that. But some of their lines are kind of interesting. I don't need that. Okay. Jeez. Okay, am I blind? I don't see this one. What was he doing? There she is. Get her!
I'm gonna need you to do some stretches now.
Thank you, thank you. Seth, how you doing?
Hey, buddy. You look thirsty. Why don't you get hydrated?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you're right, call it can dangle pretty far. It really can. Is it like the viscosity is how thick it is? I'm not sure exactly which term that is. There's like viscosity and the amount of grit or whatever. Yeah, you can get some that does that, especially if it's like silicone or, you know, silicone based or, you know, whatever. Obviously we're gonna do a swap on that. Get the ammo out of that one. I could have swore I had... No, it's an XP thing. I have not gotten a helmet light mod. I was hoping the trader would give me one. I have not seen one offered from the trader. On either one of my playthroughs. I have found them later on. Is that still in the list of rewards that you can possibly get? Jen has more lines now. I'm not sure of the percentage of flirty lines has increased. Ours is silicone? Yeah, usually they are. There's also like, it's not necessarily a silicone caulk, it's a filler for drywall or something. I'm not sure they call that caulking too. Could be. I have no idea. Oh, man. That's such a fib. Where did he just go? Okay, bye!
What's up?
What's up? How ya doing? How's your stuff? How's your things, Justin? Where is he going? There. Let me make some noise. Maybe not enough noise to wake everybody up, but he's already awake. He should hear me. Oh, there you are. Thank you for bringing that back. Paintbrush. Thanks. What's a potato doing in here? That must be the reason why my character was carrying the torch. I thought this character already had a helmet light mod. It's the only problem with doing more than one playthrough. Don't do that. Do not break it as a bag. Shotguns weekly, a bit of ammo. 7 Days to Die, volume, yeah, 1.0 finally, yes. Dargoon, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. They're here.
They're here.
I don't have any stone. The tragedy. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. Guys, please like, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. For you over on YouTube and follow over on the Twitch. Hello, Leon. How are we doing? Where'd you come out of? Dude didn't flush. I felt the need to dig around in it to find out. I don't know. All of the horror games I have ever played in my life told me I needed to look in there for a key. And I found a potato. Housekeeping. That's a trap. It's gotta be. I don't put wide open rooms like this. Hey, he's still spraying. Okay. Maybe that's not a trap. Armored up. Primitive armor quality 4. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to drop something. I don't want to carry things and be encumbered, so... let's just scrap those. I can find those later on if I need them. This is a farmer, so I have to hold on to all of the seeds. I cannot toss out seeds. Hello? Oh boy. You know what? Let's go down here, dude. Not really a 7 Days player, more of a Dead Poly guy. I have seen people playing that one, and that one looks interesting. I have not tried it myself, though. Where am I going? There's also one, Zombie Piercer. That one looked kind of interesting. I have not tried that one either. Was it Zombie Piercer? You were on a train? Might be getting games mixed up. A lot of the games that I see, it's like, Game Edge, I think is the one who plays most of them. And he does a lot of, like, demos and things like that. There's a new one. It's like a... this is such a bad room. Hold on. You guys come over here. There's one, it's like... How would you even describe that? I've seen something similar to it. It's, well, it's almost as if you're playing, oh jeez, it's a game I played a long time ago. Hold on, dude, I must look at Steam. My brain has gone blank. Hang on, I'll find it. While that guy figures out how to operate stairs. He still hasn't figured out how to get down here. This is silly. State of Decay. It's almost like State of Decay, but it's more of a pulled back version. And you're trying to take over an entire town, but the map system can actually show like maps that are real world maps. Have you guys seen this one? I have already forgotten the name of it. I have seen a couple of people playing it. Look kind of interesting. That's kind of like a strategy zombie apocalypse type of situation that's not like a it's not like a castle defense kind of situation, though there is defense and stuff like that in it, but you send people out in waves and try to give them a weapon and oh my gosh, what the heck? Give them a weapon and they go look for stuff. Dead Poly reminds you of Unturned. I don't think I've seen Unturned. Oh, yep, in here. Okay. But the one that I'm talking about is like you get a map and you actually generate the map. It could be any place in the world. And there's hordes that take over different buildings in certain areas and you can clear them out and you have to go and find food and water and all that kind of stuff like that for the group that you collect. Looks kind of cool if you like the what would it be, like Civilization type of situation? Those types of games, but you also want like a zombie aspect to it. I don't have any way of getting in here other than this. This is going to take a minute, but I am determined to actually get in here and hope that they have me a helmet light mod. Unturned. Oh, that's Discord. That's not what I was looking for. Shh. I don't know, this kind of looks like a Lego version of Poly. But it's free. I mean, it's a free game. The price is right, yeah. There was a spot that said unturned upgrade or something like that. I didn't pay attention to the price on that one, so it seems like there was a bit of an update to it. Did I not? I did not pick one. Give me a free hand here. That's wood. Medical journal. Hydraulics. Hang on. Yeah, I've got to return to trader. I can go out here and get a stone. I am not giving up on that safe. This might take a minute. Thank you. Okie dokie. Now, where was that safe? In here. You've played Unturned and it was fun? Oh, speaking of older games that have, like, the ability to be done differently, apparently, like, 2 years ago, they actually made it to where you can do, like, a RimWorld server. I didn't even know that was a thing. I wonder, the person that I saw that was using it, it was a 2-year-old video, so I wonder how far that mod has come in that amount of time. That was actually kind of not worth it. Dadgummit, dude. Okay. Brass. Did I recheck the vehicle? Yes. I have a scythe on my back. Why can't I have that as a weapon? And my shovels and stuff? That scythe would be such a cool weapon. You know, there's a lot of people who take, like, different items from the game itself and create new things in the game using the same assets. I wonder if that can be separated from the outfit and turned into a weapon. Because that would make an actual legitimate weapon for the farmer where they could spec into said weapon, you know? Israel Gaming, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Welcome. Welcome in. Oh my gosh, I'm tired. My character's like, stop pedaling so fast. Oh, Gray's and lurking. Enjoy your lurk. I hope the day goes by really, really fast for you. So anybody got some really good 4th of July plans? Some Independence Day plans? I really don't have a whole lot of plans. I have found this past week with me dual streaming to Twitch and to YouTube, it actually opened up my Friday where I got everything done on the weekend a day early. It was such a weird feeling. I had no idea what the heck I was going to do with myself, so I went out in the garden and worked.
Didn't we agree your first job was going to be free?
No, we didn't, right? We never agreed that.
All I can spare.
I'll take your gunpowder, dude. Why would anybody agree to that? That was not my first job anyway. Like 5 jobs in, he's like, did we agree that the first one was going to be free? No, wrecked. Nobody would agree to that, and nobody's going to give you a tip. Unless, of course, you drop the soap, in which case there might be a few people with unscrupulous, morals, values, something that might just give them the tip. I mean, it is the apocalypse. You have very few choices in the matter. My door got opened. I put all of my ammo back over here. Let me lock this stuff in. Nope. Wait, why? This is ridiculous. Stop that. Okay, that works. And a little bit of food and we can go do another mission? Not that. That's a whole lot of food, not a little bit of food. Okay, as soon as we can get my character done with these missions, we're gonna go to Trader Jen's area, and I think that's where this character's gonna set up, so if you were a farmer, where would you put your garden? In the place where it could do the most good. The burned biome seems like the most good, because wasteland would just be a bad idea if you wanted to grow a garden. Like, grow some irradiated version of a cactus. Something. Anything. I don't think you could plant things there and not feel like there's a good chance you got irradiated food out of it. Burned biome's probably not much better, but it should be warm. I'm looking for an excuse to not actually make my garden in this biome because this biome sucks. It looks nice, and it's all green and everything else like that, but as far as loot, this biome sucks. Oh, don't run into the wall. I'm not supposed to drink and drive, Liz. Oh yeah, something really creepy kind of happened whenever I went out to the garden, this weekend.
Woman,
Yes.
did you know you don't have to hold the running button down?
Yeah.
I didn't find that napkin.
Yes, I just ran into something.
Love you.
Love you. How did I even get in here? Did I break my way in here doing that? Oh lord. Anyway, while I was working in the garden, I went out to check on the chickens. And, when I was out there, I just kind of walked up and all of them were just sitting around doing nothing. Like they were just, like the laziest chickens in the entire world. So I started picking on them. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Just laying around. You're supposed to be doing things. So all of the roosters that were on the front area, because we have, like, the coop that... Okay, forgive me, I vibrate. We have the coop, and then we've got, like, a concrete platform. This is kind of like their porch area where they can go to be outside, but not in the mud area whenever it's raining or something like that. And then they've got the ground area that's actually got a little bit of grass, or it did. Now I'm slowly covering it with wood chips, so they'll have, like, a substantial floor even when it rains. But all of them, like, were sitting on the porch, and a lot of the ladies were inside because it wasn't too hot. So all of the roosters just suddenly stood up, all of them looking in different directions, and making, like, this, I don't even know exactly how to describe it, but it was like a coordinated sound that sounded very akin to dial-up. And I felt like they were downloading how to act like a chicken, because I caught them not chickening properly. I don't know exactly what was going on, but they were not doing what they were supposed to be doing. Never realized chickens were such interesting, weird creatures. And not really intelligent at all. Which is the reason why I'm not really surprised that that one chicken rolled out in front of me. What was that sound? Did you make that sound?
Come out to the coast. We'll get together. Have a few laughs.
Thank you, thank you, oh. For some reason, notification on what just happened did not show up. I saw it on my screen and I heard it, but it's not actually showing the activity. But if I know that sound, that was a subscriber. Thank you for subscribing. Or for the resub, rather. I do appreciate. Why is it not telling me the activity? It should definitely be telling me the activity. No, I don't know. Why are you doing this to me? Okay. Don't click on the thing? It was you? Thank you, Justin. I appreciate it. Now, I just clicked on something to try and refresh my stuff and it wants me to log in. Ah, of course. Of course. All of the madams have a little black book, I have a little red book. Maybe this is the reason why it's not, is because right now I'm not logged in because it logs me out every now and then. Ow, man. Making me go through this whole thing. I'm doing a mission. I have important, world-saving things to do. Oh, man. Okay. The thing that I was open, he's just like, yeah, maybe I won't show up. Thanks. Out of all of the places you could have put that... Okay. Ah, go right there. Okay. I mean... I'm not sure why it's decided to do this. These are things it should not be trying to do. Can I... Hold on. I don't want to put it there. Hang on, I do apologize. I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to juggle this thing. It's... okay. That works. That works. Okay, now I can actually see the alerts even though it was being weird. And I will just pop this one out so I can see it better.
What a noob uninstall!
Richie, how you doing? Yes, I am definitely a noob. The whole thing of multi-streaming has completely changed in the last... How many years have I been streaming? It's, 3 or 4 years now? And I multi-streamed before I affiliated with Twitch, so it's been a long time since I did those. They actually have it where OBS can live stream for you, assuming your computer can handle it. It can do it without having to use a third party, but my computer cannot handle it, so we're using the third party, and it's just like weird because... What is going on there? Did I break that? I'm using a third party and I'm having to use different, what would you call it? Different third-party apps in order to make sure that my chat only shows what it's supposed to show on the screen. That was quick. I just got the package and that's all I gotta do? I think we're gonna go down here and find the loot. How am I finding 1.0? It's interesting. It's offering a different way of playing. Whether or not it's better, I have no idea. I will tell you, so far the armors... I'm not necessarily happy with a survival game having armors that have, for all intents and purposes, an enchantment on it. But I can find a way of using them to add a little bit of D&D-esque vibes to the game that wasn't there before because of that. So, I mean, it's not all bad. There's a big hole underneath me. Oh, okay. Never mind. Somebody's gonna come down here with me. Okay. Hi. This my hole, dude. Nope, he's angry. Alright, let's go back this way. Nope, he is angry. Don't do it. Every time I find a potato, you find my old laptop. My editing PC too. Whoa! Reaper! That's scary.
That was scary.
How you doing, Reaper? How's the start of your Hell Week going? Alright, so... my main loot where? Dude. Well, now you know what that button does. You're exhausted and sunburnt. Oh, no. Should be interesting to see what the mods come up with. Yes, no kidding. I can't wait to see some of the outfit mods because you know there's probably a lot of people that are really still very, very upset. Can't blame them for the lack of actual clothing, just armor. So now that we have our character models, people who have the ability to like do 3D modeling and stuff like that could actually make clothes and not have to worry about the clothes not fitting the characters anymore. Sadly, I don't know how to do any of those, but I'm sure somebody's probably going to figure that part out now that the characters have been established. And then with the outfits, it does open up the ability to put certain types of outfits on, certain kind of enchantments on certain types of outfits and things like that, so there's that. I'm not sure. It should be interesting to see how far they can go with it. On what difficult are we playing? Bradicus, what is the server set on? I've already forgotten. Okay. Server is set to Nomad. Nice. What are you doing? Ooh. There's like a huge debate going on in the YouTube chat area. The comment section of some of my videos where people are discussing the difficulty changes and everything. And I'm sitting here looking at Twitter. There's one content creator, I've already forgotten who it was specifically, but he's playing on a different mode than he usually does in a brand new alpha, and he got killed, and they're like harassing him because he got killed on one of the beginning days, and I'm like, did they miss all of the patch notes and realize that all of the zombies got buffs? That and a few of the things have changed, like, woo, like the ability to just purchase really bad weapons and stuff at the beginning part of the game is no longer possible. It's like people aren't comprehending that, so I was like, they apparently didn't read the notes on the whole thing, and they didn't watch any of the people talking about it or anything else like that, so it was really crazy. And then somebody commented on one of my videos saying it was... You could tell the balance is off because I had a feral, an armored feral, in the top of a tier, and I've already forgotten what the oats place is, a tier 1 or tier 2 POI on day 2, and I'm like, well, I'm playing Nomad, and I'm playing with extra experience, so I'm leveled further than I should be, so of course it's always going to be an armored guy that's up there anyway. It's just, you know, it's a feral too, so that kind of sucked, but not surprising. And then some folks saying, oh, well, I play on warrior difficulty, I just can't play on that anymore, and I'm like, well, go down one difficulty. I'm not sure why that's so weird. So I had to go on this whole tirade on how insane difficulty should actually be insane to play. It should be exceptionally difficult. It should be like playing Lost Souls or something like that. Only the masochists and the crazy people and the people who want to run around terrified should be playing that mode, not just like as a normal everyday function of the game. I'm going to put it on Nightmare. That, and unless they've changed it, Nightmare mode, Nomad, all of these upper tiers, the only thing that they do is buff the zombies. They don't change anything other than that. Medical. And automatic. It's not like suddenly if you put it on Nightmare mode, your zombies are going to auto be irradiated, they're going to sprint, their arms are going to stretch out, they're all going to be mutated, spitting stuff like the Haktu girl, and they're not going to gain all these really cool new things because you play it on Nightmare, Insane, whatever. They're just going to be harder to kill. They're going to absorb all of your bullets. Which, yeah, can initially be terrifying. But that's it. So until they fix that, there's really no point. People have been reviewing bombing Elden Ring DLC because it's too hard. That's what a Souls game is like. It's meant to be hard. Can't please people. Dark Souls does not need to do anything differently than what they are doing. There is one chick that is getting a whole bunch of grief because she asked for a pause button, and I'm like, I can't imagine why there's not a pause button. I mean, if it's a multiplayer, I mean, even a multiplayer game, I've got a pause button, it doesn't do anything. But in single player, the pause pauses the game. Most single player games have that, so I think some people are just being a butt and saying, hey, don't touch my game because, and it's like, okay, that's fine, but a pause button never hurt a game, I don't think. It's not going to make the game easier, it's going to be like, hey, I need a pee, so can I like pause the game instead of having to shut it down? would be cool. You know, you don't have to go back through the loading screens and everything. That's just common sense. But other than that, if it's a Dark Souls, and if I'm not mistaken, there's supposed to be some sort of fancy armor that you're supposed to go and look for. For that, I barely heard someone talking about that there was supposed to be an armor that you could go to get to help you with that particular fight, right? And then a lot of people didn't know about it, and that was what caused part of the problems, is people weren't informed that there was a DLC armor. Joker, how you doing? It's weird to go from Darkness Falls to the base game. It really is. Whenever you play like one of the overhaul mods, like Darkness Falls, or what's one of the other ones that's usually very, very popular that overhauls the entire one? Darkness Falls is the one that I play basically every season. It's one of the few overhaul mods I like to play. I think Ravenhurst, you would consider that a full-on overhaul mod, and it'd probably be very weird to come back to vanilla from that one. But yeah, the base game feels a little bit empty after you come back from something like Darkness Falls, especially whenever you think about the bad guys. The Darkness Falls has higher tier bad guys, whereas the base game does not. And I was talking with somebody in chat about this stuff, that one of the big problems is we don't have in-game stuff.
Here, boys. I thought we got ourselves a real-life hero, and now he wants to be paid.
This dual talking thing is kind of annoying.
You better take this job. Can't say I'm not surprised.
We were talking about it at one point. The zombies going from, okay, you've got your regulars, you've got your ferals, then you got your irradiateds, and there's of course the regular zombies, the faster zombies that aren't very well armored like Marilyn, and then you've got the armored zombies that are not like a demo. A demo would be like a high tier bad guy, but you got like the soldier. And then those go up into the radiated, and then they, of course, you've got your projectile zombie, which is just annoying. But after you get to that point, there's not a progression past that other than making them beefier by increasing the difficulty, which just gives them more hit points. So there's no progression after that as far as the zombies go. And I'm kind of hoping, since we haven't seen any information on it yet, which so no clue, I'm hoping that they're actually going to tailor the NPCs, the raider NPCs, to, why am I leaving my bike? Tailor them to be the bad guy that you have after you meet your demo, basically. So like that filler, maybe you'll run into one or two low-level raiders or something like that, and you might get into a couple of shootouts or something, but after you get to a certain point with the zombies, and you've cleared enough and you've gotten so far with the White River traders and stuff, then the raiders start taking notice, and the leader of the raiders start taking notice, and then suddenly you have to deal with things that shoot back. But I have no idea if they're actually going to level it that way, or if they're going to mix them in, which is really going to mess up the whole situation. You know, I should probably organize my crap here. This is silly. I think I'll do that this evening. I don't want to do it right now. I still have a little bit more light. Go ahead and fix that, and fix that, and we should probably eat. Meant to ask how the streamer weekend went. Meant to ask that while you were helping with the fridge. It went pretty good. We had a very eventful weekend, and they made me eat, over the course of the weekend, I had to eat 3 peppers. Very very interesting. So that was a thing that we did. But ultimately, it was a whole lot of fun. There was a whole lot of new people. And a lot of people asking a lot of questions about the game, which was a whole lot of fun as well. Do I need anything else? I think we're good. Let's go. I got a little bit of food in my pocket. Let's go. I need some more lumberjack. Lungerback? I-word. I need to write that on a shirt and just sell it. It's like, this is my new phrase for these two items together. It's mine. I'm copywriting it. I heard y'all's weekend was very, very exhausting. And hot. Of course, I don't know why you guys thought it was a good idea to go all the way to Florida during this heat wave that we have got going on. Well, that was a bit silly. Everybody came back burnt. Yep, here we go. Yeah, they clipped the first one. I still need to pull those clips and put them up on the clips channel, by the way. Oh, 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 oh. Fuel. Heck yeah. It was hot AF and exhausted, but worth it. Somebody was yelling at me. Oh. How the hell you got a motorcycle already? Well, you've probably been on here a lot more than I have. Let's just say, how the hell you got a motorcycle already? The hubby was yes, he was. He really was. Premium, please? Hang on. How you operate this? Oh, 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 oh. I'm out here, guys. Don't do it. Don't. Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna go back in here. Come here. Nope. Look at her. She saw the price of gas nowadays. She's passed the hell out. Just had to add a little steaks. Oh, okay. Speaking of which, I tried those pickles. I have never tried like bread and butter. I'm not sure what you call it, but we call it bread and butter style pickles that had a bit of a kick to them. It was interesting. I've got them in the refrigerator. I tried them warm, so we'll see how it tastes after it's refrigerated. What is this? Iron arrow. I'll take those. I don't like that. There's gonna be a doggo. Where is the doggo? How is that guy still asleep? No doggo? How long have I been playing the game? Since the end of Alpha 17. I didn't realize when I did my first week of playthrough, I was... Yeah, it was only 1 week, actually. I started out and I was not actually paying attention to the alpha. It was the first time I'd played on the computer itself at all. And I had tried 7 days one time on the console. It was interesting to say the least. But I wanted to try the PC version, so I logged in and I tried it for a week on the channel just to see if anybody would watch it. And for some reason, why is everything turning pink? What the heck was that? Anyway, I did the first week, and then people were like, "Hey, are you gonna play the next alpha?" And I was like, "Next alpha?" I had no idea. I didn't know that the game had been going on for 10 years. I thought the game was done. I didn't know it was going into new alphas. I had done no research on the game at all. So then I just kind of got sucked in. And I've been playing since the end of Alpha 17. When I put out my first couple of videos, the new Alpha 18 was coming out like the weekend after I had started playing. Oh no. So that's what, 3 years? 4 years? Decided to call them seasons. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised I didn't decide to go for the live service thing, especially since they were talking about people buying skins. They're like, please don't say that. Don't do that. Whoever's telling you to sell skins and the first person who mentions a battle pass at the Fun Pimps should be fired on the spot. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't do that. Don't end out this game by turning it into that. Allow it to end on a good, respectable note. I would like my arrows back, please. Is that all of them? Yeah. Commando helmet, wasteland treasures for water. And that's it. Okay, we got all of the stuff. Was there nobody up here? There's a box up here. How long in chat, how long have you guys been playing 7 days? Which alpha introduced you to 7 days? You could get a Dr. Disrespect for $9.99, a bargain too. Oh no. That's some serious drama right there. Since Alpha 18.4, you started when Alpha 20 came out? Okay. You've had a good 10 years? Nice. You started watching on Alpha 8? You have a copy of Alpha 1.1. See, we've all been here. We've been here for a minute. I mean, even if you started in the last alpha, you have been here for at least a year. So, yeah. With their timeline, I wonder how long it's actually going to take for them to implement all of the other stuff, because they haven't even started working on it. The timeline for adding in the raiders and the main quests and stuff like that, that's over 2 years, right? Another 10 years? Yeah, maybe. Your daughter told you about the game when she had to hide inside the bedroom and she wanted the mom to help. Ah, I gotcha. I did just the opposite. I got it on the console, and I walked around for, I don't know, 30 minutes or something like that, and died of dysentery from drinking out of a lake. And I handed it off to my son and said, "Here you go. You can have this game. I have no idea what we're doing. I don't know how to play it. I don't understand it." So he had it for like 2 months, and he looked up tutorials and he learned how to play it. And, you know, it's sad because the console version, you kind of almost have to. If you haven't played it for a long time, you have to look up a tutorial because the tutorial sucks. But he looked through it and he learned how to play it, and he brought me back in for one day and tried it out. It was cool.
Hey, now that you did the job, I guess you ain't that damn bad after all.
Why do we have to get so many versions of him at the same time? But then it was like, I don't know, 3 or so years after that. Maybe not 3 years, maybe closer to a year. Seems like a lot longer. But
Fuck's sake, what is it now?
then I decided to try it on the computer. I think it was because 7 Days was on sale and I'd seen one of my friends playing it. So I got it, downloaded it, and tried it and found out that it's a completely different version that was playing. Which was kind of cool. I could really use a wrench. You got anything else? You got the Lumberjack outfit, though. And that one gives a carrying capacity. Boots do a +2 stamina. Farmer boots, 2 stamina. The farmer boots are heavier. Oh, okay. Lumberjack is actually a light armor, and the farmer is a medium armor. Interesting. That's $3,000 a piece, though. This is highway robbery.
You cheap ass son of a...
I'm sorry, I can't hear you talking crap again. Bye! Many hours in Ark and love zombies, so she knew she'd like it. Ah, okay, I gotcha. Me and my kids tried playing Ark. It was on the PlayStation, and we were doing pretty good until they decided to implement that rubber band thing that happened whenever you get too far away from the host, and completely ruined us being able to play. Wiring, Rifle World, Bow Hunters. That was before I actually started playing on computer, really, though. Let's drop those, drop that. Drop that. I probably should spend a little bit of time since I've already done all of his missions for the day. We still have a whole lot of time, though. I need to go ahead and get this stuff organized. This is silly. Where is my wood? Let's do this really quick. They had the roadmap for all of that, and yes, you think it's over 2 years? Okay, so if we figure it in now, my concern is the storyline / raiders have been promised since the last 2 alphas, I think. So I'm kind of curious about how close they actually are, if they have been working on it this whole time, or if it kind of got put off so that they could do some updating. There have been a lot of aesthetic upgrades to the game. Like, everything looks better, some of it's running better, but ultimately the functionality of the game is what people have been waiting for, is like the main story quest, the zombies to feel like they're actually leveled and balanced properly. They wanted the storyline, things like that. So while I understand the need to bring the game into, you know, the this decade, as far as visuals go, because, you know, those kind of matter, but kind of don't. But people have been asking for those too, like the physics inside water, which is still weird. Has anyone determined whether or not we swim properly now, or if it's just, like, still weird? We walk through the water kind of thing. You want the in-game scenario final boss, so if you want to end it, you can. Yeah, there needs to be the in-game that comes in, the big fight that you have to have, and I want more than one boss. And I would like, not necessarily... I don't think that they're going to add any more zombies. I would like there to be more of a variety in what the zombies can do. And since they're going to have raiders, I would like it if the raiders are an upper tier bad guy and take the zombies back down to... I don't know, maybe like the console version of the zombies, where the zombies didn't know how to dig, they tried to go through the walls instead of going through the doors and stuff like that. Back to zombie dumb, fluffy-itis zombie. And then have the raiders to where they actually, you know, attack a door, they try to figure out the best way to enter a building, that kind of thing. And of course they have firearms or big explosives or whatever. Once those guys get added in, it will be interesting to see how they balance the game after that. I don't know, but I'm hoping that it's properly balanced. Right now, I'm scared about how long it's been since they promised that and haven't introduced it, because there was one person that said something about it's probably gonna be dumb AI with aimbots, and I'm like, I hope not, because that's just gonna be frustrating. Nope, get off of there. I mean, we've probably all played one of the mods that has the NPCs in it, and that's exactly what they are, is kind of like dumb AI with aimbot a little bit. I'm not really sure, but they go from in Darkness Falls, when we had the traders surrounded by people, like, the people could try and shoot a zombie and would annihilate you if you were standing between them and the zombie. They did not differentiate. They did not wait for you to move out of the way. They did not warn you. You just got plowed through. It happened to me more than one time playing Darkness Falls. Before he introduced the putting the turrets inside the traders instead, which was probably a good move. But having the people in there made it feel so much more alive. Celtic, thank you so much for the follow. Ooh.
They're here.
We have an in-game a day 7000 horde and then destroy the horde base and oh, kill them. No. As day 7000 is not necessarily an in-game. There is no way possible people are actually going to make it all the way to an in-game day 7000. It's mostly if you want to build a humongous horde base and then just test it against the most massive group of zombies you possibly can. I wouldn't consider that like an in-game type of situation. I would like story, I would like raiders, and I want like a big battle, like the main character is actually having to go after this, I guess it's a casino owner that you owe money to, and at some point or another I would assume that the casino owner actually wants his money, so we are doing these chores for these traders and getting mentally abused by Wrecked, all in the name of trying to earn money so we can pay back for our stuff. Or does he consider us, even now that he stripped us naked and gave us amnesia and left us on the side of the road? I don't know. So, we earn the money. We talk to the traders. We get a reputation. He starts trying to collect on his money, and then what? We fight back and say, no, we're not going to pay because we don't owe you anything. It's the apocalypse. Suck it up, Buttercup. Or does he start sending raids of his raiders, I guess, to you to say, hey, you either pay or we're going to come after you. And if you don't pay a certain amount by a certain amount of time, you know, blackmail, extortion, whatever you want to call it, if we don't meet that quota, then he sends a group during our horde? Or how does this work? I would like it if we just like have a random horde. It's like, pay the money in 7 days, and if you don't pay it in 7 days, I'm going to send my people. Sending his people is like you're having a raider horde instead of a zombie horde. Could be cool. How on earth did I do that? And honestly, I would like to have a whole bunch of zombie bosses as like I said, whenever they first started talking about this armor stuff that we were dealing with, I've been saying this like since I tested out the armor to begin with. It would have been interesting to have the clothing and regular armor and then have this armor reserved for whenever you start pissing off the raiders. And you needed more upper tier stuff. So you go from having just like regular armor that offers you defense to having enchanted armor that allows you to fight against the raiders, in which case you would be getting these sets of armors. And that would allow the character to... What's the best way to phrase what I'm trying to say? Okay, after the first, I don't know, 3 weeks, maybe, of playing a character, you're basically badass. There's really not a zombie, even irradiated, even a demo, given enough room to run away from it and fire, that is really going to threaten your character as long as you've been playing decently aggressive. I mean, even half aggressive. I play like a quarter aggressive, and I can usually get comfortable by 3 weeks. So if at that point you've attracted the casino guy, and he starts sending raiders to you, well, if the raiders are so much harder than the zombies, and they should be, then you would need another tier of weapons and armor and things like that to combat the human side of the apocalypse, in which case the enchanted armor would have been good for that instead of all of the armor now being this. If that makes sense. You know? It would have given a little bit more scalability and longevity to the play, I guess. Oh, we need a door. Door. Craft. Now, isn't there a place the door is complete? Thanks. What wasn't there a challenge for place of woods? Okay, it's just one. Never mind. Spike. Let's put a couple of spike traps around here. We can do 32. How's about 15? Just to stop the zombies from, like, just sitting on here. And then I'm just gonna make it to where I can get up on the roof and hide from zombies at night. Let's not make it to where I'm hitting my head if I jump inside. There we go. Knowing the fun pimps is probably going to be human NPCs that you can kill like any zombie. Well, see, that's the thing. As long as it has been since we were promised raiders, since they started talking about this, it has been long enough to create a new AI, and they really would, in order to do it effectively, need to create a new AI for the raiders. Otherwise, you're going to have the same set of rules that govern the zombies govern the people too, and that's not going to be immersive. As a matter of fact, they've got what you would consider an AI that you would put on.
To do some stretches.
Oh, thank you, Seth.
Now.
The AI that you would probably assign to 2 different types of bad guys, all on one bad guy. The zombies.
Hey,
the zombies being able
you look thirsty.
to.
Why don't
Thank
you
you, thank you, thank you.
hydrated?
The zombies being able to look at a thing and tell structurally what is or is not strong. The knowledge of going up to a door. Things like that. Those things probably should be reserved for a different type of AI, and zombies should just be a milling about horde that just relentlessly goes after things. Like, you know, your zombies, whenever they catch fluffyitis and they just stop what they're doing and start beating on a wall for no reason. That's probably what a zombie would do. But a human, if you give them the same type of AI the zombies have now, it's going to confuse the two of them, and it's going to kill the ability to finally introduce something that brings in that higher tier that a lot of people have been craving. So many people are like, hey, after 3 weeks, I'm not really getting any... I'm like overpowered. There's no reason for me to do this. I don't have to, you know, I don't have to keep a game going because, you know, I've got everything. Well, there's a way of fixing that with the AI, and if they lose that opportunity, it might make it where the game just like finishes on a bad note. And I would really like it if the game doesn't finish on a bad note, you know? I'm going to need some more wood. Don't necessarily want to break the trees right next to my base, though. I like those. They won't create a new AI. They're moving on from 7 days in a few years. The best they can do is add characters that can shoot back. See, that's like a sad thing, too. I was kind of wondering if that... what would you call that? It's like a tower defense type of situation, that mini game that they made for 7 days, where it's not like the survival aspect is gone, it's just you and the horde. You know what I'm talking about? They advertised it a little while ago. Brewdog, how you doing? I feel like that would have been the perfect mini thing that they could have used to test AI and change the AI from the zombie to the raider. 7 days blood moons, yeah. That, which no offense, was probably like a kick in the nuts to most people who've been playing for a long time on why they released a tiny little side game. But it seems like they created it to test a thing or do a thing, and in the testing of it they were like, you know what, this little mini game is kind of cool. We could just release it as something, you know, extra on the side or whatever. That, I don't know. It seems odd, but if they're not actually going to create a new AI in the process of all of this, did they just, did they take someone off of the main game and put them on like a mini gacha game that nobody really wanted, nobody was asking for? Like certain textures, nobody's actually asking for textures, like our cotton plants. Nobody's asking for textures on the cotton plants. It's cool, but let's just all admit that a lot of studios get very, very bloated with people doing things that aren't actually legitimately important to the development of the game. I just realized the cotton plants don't move in the wind like the other ones do. Well, my immersion is broken. Anyway, somebody got hired on, probably got paid, what, $15 an hour, $20 an hour, $30 an hour, or something like that, to try and make sure water physics are, like, really, really good in a game. And nobody actually cares, as long as the game is good, whether or not the water physics works properly. That's kind of how they feel about the zombie AI and the difficulty, the balancing, the raider stuff, the storyline. Those things are going to be whether or not the game is good, not whether or not that trash looks cool. You know? So I'm really hoping that that's not a direction they're trying to go down. They should focus on the main game? Yeah. My hope is that they develop that not as a game, but it just kind of came out of them testing something. And they were like, you know, we could take this thing that we tested and just, like, package it up and give it to people. And maybe somebody will want it. That seems cool, but if they actually just, like, took people off the main game and said, hey, make this other, what looks like possibly could be a mobile game, I don't know. I mean, I guess every studio needs to stay afloat, but... I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't wish to doubt people who have not given us a reason to doubt them yet. And I say that knowing that they actually mentioned selling skins, so that in itself is what made me start questioning things. It's like, you guys aren't doing that, are you? You're not gonna go live service route and start selling people skins, are you? You're not gonna do battle passes, are you? Don't do that. Okay. Let's put these around the base, and then I'm gonna get the inside organized too. I think the separate game already has a Steam page. Yes, it does. Oh, and I need to make some frames. Do 100. I mean, that's all well and good if, no, don't do it, don't do it. I don't need you beating on the walls. I'm building things. Come here. Get off of my butt. Hey! Hey! Why? I absolutely understand if someone's in the process of testing things and doing stuff that, you know, it's like in the process of developing this one aspect of the game. We had to create a mini game to work out the, I don't know, the balancing, how things are going to work, how it's going to set up, what's going to cause the triggers, all of that stuff. I don't mind if they decide to make a little mini game out of the testing equipment that they used. I understand that. Now, if it's something else, that's a different story entirely. And I think a few people probably have something to say about that, but I mean, I guess, you know, time will tell. Time will tell. Try not to doubt folks. Kind of hard in this market, in this gaming environment, to not doubt stuff, you know? Did he just shout for me? Does anyone know if they'll add raiders that will be able to NPC we ally? No, I have no idea if they will actually add one like that in. I can tell you they have adamantly said that we will not get animal husbandry at all. They're not going to add in a dog for you to adopt or anything else like that. So the idea of them adding in a companion of some sort kind of seems very, very remote. We can do a hatch on top of that. Actually, let me just go ahead and put these down first. I did not mean to put that there. I'm going to trip on that. The Fun Pimps are focusing way too much on the aesthetics of the game instead of the story and the gameplay. You don't try to polish your game when it haven't completed the core of the game. 7 Days is amazing potential, but he's led by a team that doesn't know what they're doing. They're lacking vision, unfortunately. I think their problem is their vision changed so much since they invited new folks in. And it might have something to do with they dared not envision certain things. And now that they have the people from bigger studios in, they're like, hey, maybe we can do this thing that we never thought of doing before. It's okay if the game decides to get bigger, but at some point, I mean, especially after 10 years, and you put a label on it as if it's a full version, that you say, okay, at some particular point, we have to say, this is where we're stopping on this thing. These are the things we most certainly want in it, which I guess that's the reason why they made the roadmap. Is to finally say, okay, these are the things. This right here is the things that we want to add into the game. I don't really know. I still feel like the full version was rushed. It was rushed and the alpha label was taken off before it was actually out of alpha. Me personally. The aesthetics of the game, while have been cool, there have been step forwards and step backs with the aesthetics. As much as I like the different outfit zombies, their facial texture seems to have taken a step back. I don't know if it's just me, it might be just me and my settings and stuff, but it seems like the zombies' faces are not as clear as they used to be. Like whenever I did thumbnails, I could zoom in on a thumbnail, and occasionally I would get one that was kind of pixelated or didn't... I'm sorry, my nose is itching because my hair keeps touching it. But, the faces didn't seem rubbery whenever you zoom in on one of them. And now, no matter what kind of thumbnail I make, most of the zombies kind of look rubbery now. And I think it's probably because I'm not used to, like, the different pigmentations that they chose and how it's all working together with the lighting. It just makes it look like they're wearing face masks. I don't know. So like I said, it feels like step forwards and step backs on the aesthetics, and let's be honest with you, nobody really cared whether or not the boxes had high-def images. Is it cool? Yes. But balancing the games, I think would have been more well-received. Yeah. I don't want to put one there. I'm going to wind up falling on it. I haven't actually looked in here. Is there anything new? Not really. Okay. I'm just sticking things in random boxes, apparently. Let's get the last of this upgraded, and then get everything else sorted. Are we on 2-hour days now? Because it seems like this day has lasted a long time. Food. Shashim, thank you so much for the scary clip.
That was scary.
Curious, why did you stop making your elevated base designs? Oh, I still make them. This is just my noob cube. I know it says we're on day 19, but this is only my second day on here. So this is my noob cube where I'm dropping all of my stuff and things. I haven't picked an actual base or anything else like that. Typically, I would set up a noob cube. Well, in a server, I would set up a noob cube because in a single-player game, when I'm not on, the game doesn't advance in time, so therefore I don't have to worry about the advance of time in a single player. In the server, I'm just trying to protect my stuff and things and not carry it in my pocket. Especially since we also have PvP on. Not that anybody is PvPing, we don't do that until I think it was level 20 when that starts. Oh, rest assured, this is Alpha 22. They're only calling it 1.0 because they needed to reset it for the console release. So now both will receive updates at the same time. No way this is a 1.0. It's set to 3-hour days. Okay, okay. Yeah, I really do think it was just because of the console release and so that they could get a little bit more press on the situation. There's a whole lot more pizzazz to be offered whenever somebody says, hey, we're releasing the 1.0 version as opposed to, this is Alpha 22? And if the Fun Pimps have a big enough studio and they want to work on another game, I guess that's okay, but I think that you run into the problem of the Bethesda situation. Whenever people get their minds divided up on what game they're supposed to be working on. And the fact that Bethesda hasn't broken off into two companies, one handling the Fallout stuff and one handling the Elder Scrolls, is puzzling to me that they didn't do that, because they have the same developers going from back and forth to different games, which is using the same engine, but if you're working in a specific environment, doing a specific thing, and having to reacclimate yourself to a certain type of aesthetic or whatever, it just seems like having these people divided out and working in their own perspective areas would just be a good idea and make things move faster. And then on top of that, they decided to add in Starfield, whether you like it or not. Starfield was outside of what anybody was asking for, and it was made on an old engine that needed to be replaced back in... When did Fallout 3 come out? I think Morrowind was on that one too, wasn't it? I mean, that's an old game. I know Oblivion was. The point being is the engine needed to be revamped, and they decided not to do that. They instead pushed out one more game, and it bombed. So, I mean, you have to ask yourself, if you divide the attention of the crew too much between several different aspects, are you really actually progressing, like, the main thing that you're working on? This one is all cool and everything. We got new rocks for the 1.0 release. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to belittle what they did. They did do a lot of overhauls. They gave us some really cool looking armors. Some of them, the nerd armor is freaking hideous. Anyway, it's probably intentionally hideous, just like Wrecked is intentionally an asshole. The vehicles look great, the armor looks good, all of that. I know that they said they rebalanced, but the rebalancing probably is not as important as getting the in-game stuff in there so you can rebalance for the end game, because somebody spent a whole lot of time balancing the game without having the end-game content to balance off of. Which means, once the end-game content is made and ready for release, they are going to have to rebalance it. It seems like a silly waste of money and time on the part of somebody. Do I feel like they needed balancing? Yes. Would I have been okay with them adding in semi-working raiders to test out their balance against it and what people say about how they need to be balanced? I think that would have been a better use of time. I'm not sure about you guys, but I really think it would have been a better use of time. This box back here is going to be a bit of a problem. I need to move this. The game's far back as 1999, where the engine's is Starfield, but the engine has been heavily modified since then. It's not really the same engine. It still has the same code from the original buried somewhere in it. Yeah, but I mean... Frankenstein's monster had a whole lot of additions and changes and stuff like that, not necessarily all of them making him better. Yeah, you can cobble together stuff, but... what on earth? I'm just hoping. Now that everybody has seen this update, what are you hoping comes out with the next one? I know what the roadmap says is coming out, but what do you think actually needs to happen first, like during this version? What needs to be balanced? What needs to be changed in this version before they even go forward on the roadmap? What do you think needs to be changed? Blizzard had the right idea in 1994 to 2004. One game at a time, one vision, very focused on development, and then 2004 WoW happened, and the need for greed took over the end. Yeah. And then after... I think the problem with the beginning part of WoW would not have been such a big deal because most people did not have, like, at-home computers that each person could access their own computer. We had a computer in my house, and it had an encyclopedia on it, and my dad's work stuff that was on it, and it was in the living room. Nobody else touched it unless you absolutely had to have it. Not a whole lot of families, unless the family themselves, somebody in the family, was working in a computer field. Did everybody in the house have, like, their own computer? So the greed didn't take off right then. I would say the first real thing would probably be... I don't know, me personally, looking back on it, WoW was pretty interesting to see happen, but I don't know, I think Fortnite kind of broke the system. The live service that people have been playing for a long time, that they're making money on, and then they just keep trying to pump out new things. Other online games do the same thing, but then they change the entire monetization system, and even single-player games now, you have to have an online connection in order to play them, which is ridiculous. And all of that is just for greed. They're hoping to sell you something. It's a single-player game. Let me sell you a skin. Nobody's ever going to see it. Let me sell you a skin. Campfire. Oh yeah, you're right. You can't keep adding stuff. Starfield looks amazing, but really struggles with performance. Exactly. And the thing is their physics that was made into that engine was the same one from Fallout 4. The problem is you can't increase the FPS of that game because its physics are tied to it, which is supposed to be like an old way of doing physics. From what I understand, I don't actually know because I have no idea how programming works, that was like a shortcut to implementing physics in a game. So them doing that in like a nowadays game, if they had done a new engine, they could have fixed the physics, because nowadays having a game on 30 FPS is bad. Yes, get that Dr. Disrespect skin for $19.95. I don't know whether or not anybody's going to be buying that. To be fair, I don't think they will be. I'm hitting the wrong button. Okay, so we can put food here. Meds here. Misc here. Armor/weapons. Parts/mods. So we can at least find everything. If I could wish for something new in 7 Days to Die, it would be for the return of the dumb zombies. Have 20% of the zombies smart and 80% of the dumb zombies randomly. That would be awesome. If there were different classes, like you had zombies that actually did that, and it wasn't necessarily divided up between, like, the Aussie waifu being, like, a dumb one that runs the wall, and then you have, actually, it would make sense if you had a, not a lumberjack. The guy with the helmet, the utility worker, can actually somehow or another retain information on structural integrity and knows which block to go after. It would be an interesting concept to give them varying levels of intellect. And the thing is there's probably someone with a backup version of the versions of zombie AI that they have gone through, in which case they could actually implement several different types of zombie AI to be just thrown in as spice. It was the old way to do physics, and it's a fixed number to tie it to, but Starfield and Fallout 76 don't have that limitation for physics. They seem to have managed to fix that. Does Fallout 76 actually have a 60 FPS? I don't remember what the FPS was the last time I tried to play it. Fluffy the genius zombie. Yeah, it really is. He really, really is a very smart cookie. Do we have meds I can put in here? Yes, we do. Well, I'm a farmer. I need one more storage for my seeds. I have to do this. There. You go. There's fine. Nope, it doesn't have the 60 FPS cap for physics. It runs on your PC at well over 100. Oh, okay, gotcha. And drop the food and the drink stuff back in there. What am I holding? Scavenger outfit. This is like the prime content everybody here is anxious to see, right? Inventory management. Hey, are the mods that, like, where you can broadcast from your box or stack into your box, are those server side? Because those guys would be awesome. I don't think that they work in the server like that, though. Sadly. Okay. Parts and mods. Get the food out of here. Ew. What did I just put in my pocket? Why'd that sound juicy? Uh-oh. I'm encumbered again. Can I make a forge yet? I do not know yet. The easiest change they could implement as 1.1 would be to have POIs with trader protection. Then you can activate a POI for a quest. The POI becomes invincible and no blocks can be placed. So you are forced to follow the path the devs have set up for you. Ugh. I'm not okay with that. It's an open world game. Go through it however you want to. Oh, those don't go in there. Especially since some of the other POIs actually don't have a path anymore. Some of the latest POIs that they've been building, they don't have a path. What else is in here? What do I need to get out of here? Those two need to come out. Those are for crafting. That needs to come out. Those parts need to come out. Do I have anything in here that stacks? These are parts. Liz, those are parts. Those are parts. I don't necessarily like the idea of the Fun Pimp saying, hey, this is our game, you play it our way, you go the path we want you to go. This is not a... If it was a... what do you call a game that's like, this is one straight path, this is the way you go, this is where all the story is, and this is how you want to walk it. What would you call that as opposed to an open world game? Just like a linear storyline of some sort? If it was a linear storyline type of game, I would be like, heck yeah, make sure it's very, very apparent, help guide the people through the POI, make sure that they don't get lost. That way they get all of the information, all of the story, and they don't come out the other side saying, I don't even understand what's going on. But this isn't that kind of game. At least it's not supposed to be. They're still calling it an open world game, so unless they take that title off, it should never be governed by you have to go this way. You have to play it this way. I don't think I'm going to need these, but I'm going to set them aside just in case. I don't think you go in there. Okay, everything's done in there. All the stuff is done in there. All the stuff is done in there. That looks good. That looks good. I'm not sure how that happened exactly. I didn't feel like I was organizing very much, but apparently I was. And I've got 4 iron. The only one that I would probably upgrade is the miscellaneous and the food. Really. The wireless crafting mods aren't server-side as far as you know. They don't work on 1.0 yet. Junos made a vid today talking about the mod and was one of the ones that got updated. Yeah, I was watching his video and I was like, oh my gosh, those buttons that allow you to stack into your inventory so you can replace like your first aid kit or whatever and then stack back into your stuff without having to go inside each of the boxes. That's genius. Oh, you can still do it your way, but I would make it more challenging for the quest. I am all about them having different, like, modes. Like, for instance, I was talking about it in one of the other streams. RimWorld, whenever you're playing the game, you can choose, like, hard mode, easy mode, yada yada, but you also have different scenarios that your character is working through. Like, you can start out with one character who's got a whole lot of resources and they have to try and survive on their own until they find more people to join them. Or you can start the game with 5 people, less resources, and you can try and get along this far. And then you can start a game with a primitive tribe and you can try and get all the way up to spacer technology. And each one of those scenarios plays way different in the beginning part of the game. And if they were to do something like that in here, that would be kind of interesting, especially if you started out the game as... I don't know, if there's supposed to be factions and everything, if you could actually join as part of the faction so your character didn't get beat up by the guy with the casino, you work for the casino and you're trying to go hit up the traders for money. That would be kind of cool. Instead of going in there and looking for survival loot, you're actually going in there to try and find a treasure for your boss, which is the casino dude. That could be kind of interesting. I think, though, that they probably aren't going to implement in those types of scenarios. It would be more like self-imposed, this is how I'm going to play type of situations. Give me just 1 second, I'll be right back, okay? Whatever. Completely forgot I was inside a server and I could have just died right there. But, I have got some very, very spoilt chickens. If I don't go turn the light on for them, they will panic and pile up on their porch instead of going to roost like they're supposed to. So I had to go out there and turn on their light for them because my chickens are chicken. I'm sorry. Is my camera okay? Castle, how you doing? Spare the light, spoil the chickens. Yeah, exactly. Chickens need their nightlight. They really have to have their nightlight. They're so confused. None of my chickens knew how to chicken when they were being raised. I didn't know that there were certain things that chickens didn't just know. You know, like I thought that roosting was something that they inherently do on their own. You don't have to do anything. But apparently not necessarily true. There are some things you have to do in order to encourage them to roost whenever they start out young. Otherwise, they will do what's referred to as piling on. And all of the chickens will just sleep in a pile on top of the smallest of the chickens. And if you're not careful, if there's enough of the chickens and they pile on enough, one of the chickens can get killed. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that's what they were doing. I had no idea that this was a thing I needed to be paranoid about, but apparently it was. So I went and... the door got open again. You stop opening my door. Are you going in or out? Choose wisely. Okay. Yes, you're being loud. In case you guys didn't know, Zabam over on Twitch is my husband, and he's currently streaming as well right now, if you are interested. Thomas, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Just loud enough, yeah. Thankfully we didn't have enough chickens to actually cause any problems with them piling on. It was just like, you could tell the one that was the smallest was not getting treated properly because it was Cheeks, and Cheeks was a very tiny, tiny chicken in comparison to all of the others, but since they started sleeping on their roost, Cheeks is actually starting to become a bigger chicken. And it's nice, but I did not realize these were things I had to worry about as being a chicken mom. I didn't know these things. Now all of you guys know these things, even though you will probably never need the information. You know it now.
Come out to the coast. We'll get together. Have a few
Thomas,
laughs.
thank you so much for the follow. That's so cute. I want a pet chicken bad. Oh, we have got some awesome little chickens. We've got one that is called Cheeks because she's got really puffy cheeks even as a baby. We've got one now that we call Babushka, and it's because, like, you know how Big Mama has, like, the extra chin? Babushka has a little bit of an extra chin. And, all of your chickens are nuggets. Yeah, I wouldn't turn one of those into a pet, but, our, alpha chicken is called Alpha. The second in line is Omega, and then we've got one that's called Tippy. And yeah, you just have buried supplies. I am not doing the buried supplies.
What do you want this time?
And I'm just going to sit here and stare at you, right? To see how long it takes before you get irritated with me. No? Okay.
All that gawking at goods.
And then we've got Cuckoo that I don't know exactly what she was doing. If she was looking for something, if she saw something, maybe a bug or something like that. Because occasionally when a bug goes through their chicken coop area, they'll start chasing it. But she was like running back and forth and acting very excited about nothing. So her name's Cuckoo. And then we got one called Granite, and she likes to try and run me out of the chicken coop whenever I go in there first thing in the morning. She's like nipping at my heels. So I have to pick her up and love on her so that she'll understand that I'm actually the one in charge of the coop. And, let's see, who am I missing? Oh, we got Babushka, we got Cheeks, we got Granite, I've got Lady Hawk, For those of you who are kind of youngish, you're not going to know the movie that I'm talking about, but that was a movie back in the day, Lady Hawk. Very odd movie. Anyway. That was the other one. I need the foods, and since we can't go raid, and I've got, you know, quite a bit of time before it's actually going to hit nightfall, I say we go loot something instead of standing here, because I have already gone through all of my boxes, and this is kind of boring. Those names are amazing. You've never been raised around chickens, or so you just out of your first time raising them. When I was very little, we had chickens. And before I got out of middle school, we had eaten our last chicken. They decided to stop taking care of chickens, and they cooked the last one. And I have not had chickens since. So this past year, we decided to finally get chickens, and things just fell in line, and we got chickens. We were not ready for chickens, but we got them anyway, and it has been a learning experience. There are things that I never would have guessed about chickens. So far, none of them are old enough to actually start laying, but I say maybe another month before we can expect any eggs. Best Rutger horror movie? I had no idea who did it. It's been a long, long time since I've seen that movie, but when I saw her eyes, she has like pale eyes here, except she's got one dark streak here, almost like a hawk, and as soon as I saw her eyes like that, I was like, Lady Hawk. And I was like, I haven't thought about that movie in forever. I mean, back in the day when we used to watch movies on the regular because they got recycled on TV a whole lot before cable was even a thing. Oddly enough, that one didn't show up in the list of stuff either. Not very often. This looks like a remnant. We should be able to pick through this pretty easy before nightfall. I think I watched it so much because it has the guy from Ferris Bueller's Day Out, which is also a good one. Knock, knock. Oh. He's coming up to open the door for me. We'll wait. I'm patient. I'm sure this will work. Wasn't that one of Pfeiffer's first movies, too? I have no idea. It might have been. I don't recall seeing her in anything that she was younger in, so it might have been. You have to open the door, sir. Try harder. There you go. Oh my gosh, that was awesome, dude. Okay. Sorry, I might have shot it in you guys' ears. I do apologize. I don't sit in the same spot. Whoa. Thank you. Juliet, I appreciate. Thank you, thank you. I don't sit in the same spot. Sometimes I'm like right here on the microphone, and sometimes I'm laid back, and I don't realize how loud I'm getting whenever I'm sitting right close to it. And until I see the edit back, and it's like, oh, I peeked out my microphone. Bueller. 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 Yeah. That movie was great. And then The Weekend at Bernie's. You couldn't do a movie like that now. It was so freaking hilarious. Old movies, guys. Old movies.
I'm gonna need you to do some stretches.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Now.
The only one they might have come for Pfeiffer before might be Grease. Yeah, which one would she have been older in? Which years did those come out? Because that had to have been, like, pretty close together. Find out. Grease was in 82. Lady Hawk. 1985. Oh, so Grease 2 was probably her first one. Or, well, at least first out of those two. Who knows? She might have been in another movie or so. Knock, knock, housekeeping. Something tells me you're hiding loot. Not good loot, just loot. I know there's a lot of folks out there that are like, I don't like Grease or musicals. I'm not a huge fan of musicals, but I liked Grease 1 and 2 for that matter. Nope. Nope. And that's coming from someone who doesn't like musicals very much. Like watching The Nightmare Before Christmas, it gets a little grating whenever they start singing about all of the things. Not bad as far as sequels. Yeah, it wasn't too terribly bad. Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. I remember that one. We watched some really weird movies that were probably not very good for us when we were younger. I was sitting here, someone was analyzing one of the songs. I don't know what band it was, but the song was about some dude taking some chick and showing her a love he'd never seen before. And when you watch the MTV version of it, you realize how much older the male is than the chick that he's singing to. And then you're like, oh my god, that's actually creepy. But whenever you just hear the song, it's not creepy. And then I was sitting here thinking, you know, as a parent of a now adult daughter, at the time whenever I started having these thoughts about these kinds of situations, thinking back on it, my daughter was watching Labyrinth a lot. And as a teenager, I started looking at Labyrinth differently, and I'm like, wait, this is probably not an appropriate kind of thing for someone that age. And these kinds of shows happened all the time. Like, Weekend at Bernie's. They didn't tell anybody that dude was just dead. They were using his body as a puppet. I mean, you could probably say the same thing that's going on now in our government is actually the same thing. I guess they watched that movie one too many times. But it's not okay. I did not mean to do that. I'll go out this way. It's fine. Did I find anything in there that was actually... I mean, I got a wheel. Can't complain too much about a wheel, though. Is there anything in here? Her earliest acting was 1979, a show called Delta House. I have never heard of that one, actually. Not going in there. That remnant is not actually worth going into. I got exposed to a lot of stuff young to the point I fell asleep one time watching Nightmare on Elm Street. I was tortured by the Nightmare on Elm Streets. When I was younger, I had a problem with scary movies. Do you like scary movies? I didn't like scary movies, and I watched Freddy Krueger one time, and it terrified the hell out of me. Mainly because, I guess, because he attacked in sleep, and I had very vivid dreams when I was younger, so it bothered me. And my neighbor had a teenage brother who tortured me with pictures of Freddy Krueger. So, yeah. But yeah, we watched, like, Critters and... What was some of the other movies that we probably should not have been watching at our age, but we were watching them anyway because they just came on late at night? It's like all you gotta do is stay up an hour past your parents and suddenly you're watching these things that are absolutely... There's a dog. Thanks. Critters is so crazy. Oddly enough, Freddy Krueger bothered me, but Critters bothered my sister. So... Leprechaun? I did not see Leprechaun until I was much older, though. That one I didn't see. Your grandparents owned a movie store. Ooh. Zombie, how you doing? Dokken did the soundtrack? Huh. That doesn't look good either. Let me go back to this. I like these. The new vines that they have all over the place, I really like those. My nose freaking itches for no reason. Stop it! I don't know what I've got on my face. Dalkin? My mom took me to see Animal House when I was little. Took you to see Animal House. And Revenge of the Nerds? There was a lot of stuff in that one too. The funhouse scene. But oh man, the guy that played Booger, and they brought him into Weird Science. That one I don't actually remember. Yeah, it was KOT. That's a bad scene actually. That's not something that would actually fly right now. That was not okay. The Supernatural, they brought in the guy from Revenge of the Nerds to play Booger, played one of the angels, Metatron, and he does such a great job at being the most unlikable character ever created. And that's including someone who read the books from Harry Potter and dealt with whatever that other lady's, Dolores or whatever. It wasn't Dolores. What was that lady's name? I don't know, but the one that played it in the movie, she actually did a really good job at portraying that character as not likable, even a little. Revenge of the Nerds is so dirty. Yes, it really was. And just watched it. Just like not even thinking twice about it, you know? Beatrix was a younger, dark-haired lady. It is the one that worked for the Ministry of Magic that came in and was like the headmistress for just a little while, or acting like it. She was like causing a whole bunch of problems. Uh-oh. Has YouTube gone down? It looks like it's going to me. Do we just constantly have, like, you never watch the movies? Yeah. It looks like the bitrate is just going in and out is all. Oh, there it is. It's back, it's back. I do apologize. I can't really control whenever there's, like, a sudden drop-off of bitrate. It will eventually come back. Found the homeowner. And you never watched the Harry Potter series? I watched... back when I started watching Harry Potter, it was because I was trying to write a book. And I had gone in and just seen, for random reasons, I had gone in and watched the third movie. And seeing the different world that was created, I was like, okay, now in the books, how on earth do you portray what they showed in that movie on page? So I actually went back and read all of her books. And I very much enjoyed them, actually. She set up such an awesome world that I had to finish watching them, and I had to finish reading them. Though sadly the oh, that's gotta go open there, right? Yeah. Sadly the movies don't really do the books justice. They just don't. I don't think they can. Oh no. Hey. You're stealing a pair of your socks, okay. There has got to be something inside this room. I don't know if the cat's rolled in something or whatever, but it's got my nose itching so bad and it will not stop. That should help. Thanks. Ah! Okay. Probably need to stop using my face to stop his fists.
Is that Mom?
Huh?
Is that Mom?
I don't know, is it? Do you have a dog in your backyard? It looks like he's growing some illicit substances back here in the back.
No, that looks like my home. Have you walked inside? Oh, no, I don't trust that.
Okay. What's on the side of this container? Oh. Oh.
Measurements.
Oh. Oh. Ho. Huff.
Oh.
Oh. Sounds like an O'Reilly's advertisement. I'm gonna say that's like oxygen and hydrogen. Guys, I sucked at chemistry. Obviously. I was never good with chemistry. I say obviously because I was making a joke, but I was fine that algebra decided to introduce the alphabet into my math. Whenever they started turning the alphabet into molecules, I got so confused and just kind of gave up after a while. I could never wrap my brain around it. Is there anything else over here? I checked that. It does not look like there's anything on top of the house. We're good. It's time for the chickens to be in bed. I'll see if I can get Bam to go out there and lock the door up to him. I've actually got an automatic door on the way. It won't be here until this weekend, though. And then I won't have to worry about it. Never took chemistry, you took physics? Nah. It's also written on the front of the bottle. It's a molecular map of what is in the container. So what's inside the container? What does it mean? Oh my gosh! If my nose is going to do this, I'm actually going to have to take something so I can sleep tonight. Otherwise my nose is going to itch while I'm trying to sleep. It might have been because I messed with a plant. I have a house plant that was given to me by a friend. They were like, I don't know how to deal with this, so they gave me the plant. And I'm like, oh, okay, sure. And this isn't exactly one that I'll probably be able to keep alive. I'm horrible at keeping houseplants alive. I do better when Mother Nature gives me a participation trophy and keeps plants I put outside alive. So this one has... I don't know exactly what it's supposed to do other than it just looks nice, and that's basically it. I don't even know what the name of it is, but it's got like one flower that comes out of it, and it's flopped over, and every time it blossoms up, the flower dies back, and it leaves like what looks to be ash all over the place, but it's actually the pollen that goes all over the leaves, and it makes the whole thing look dusty and not pleasant. But so far it's still alive. I just don't think whenever it blooms it's good for my nose. Whatever it is. She told me to keep it alive though, so I'm trying to keep it alive. It may have an unfortunate accident though, if it continues to bother my nose. Assuming I find out that's what it was. I did water it earlier and prune it, so that might be what it was. Your kingdom for some needles and threads. Oh no, why does it have to be over there? Why are they always dropping them in bad biomes? Hydrofluoric acid? Big Redneck, how you doing? Hope you guys are happy and safe Independence Day. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope everybody has a great Independence Day. I hope people have good plans for Independence Day. Let's see some fireworks. Oh no.
I'ma need you to do some stretches now.
The fuck is that? What is that? What? No, 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 no. I don't know what that is. That looks like a werewolf. What is that? Like, something... Nightmare fuel is what that is. I'm not going after that box. It's guarded. Why am I inverted? Who did that? Who did this? Stop. Stop. Stop your things. Why am I inverted? Oh my god. I can't get my bike. No. 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 Give me. Okay. Drive the other way. Who did that? I didn't get the notification somebody got away with something. Pestilence, how you doing? Am I still inverted? No, I'm not still inverted. Okay. Ah, she's following. That's a dire wolf? When I checked the dire wolves, they hadn't changed. That was during, streamer weekend. I didn't know that they had changed those. Or did I just check different wolves? Did I not check the dire wolf?
Why are you running?
Why are you... Hey, no, 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 no! Stop it!
Hell no!
Thank you. They've updated twice, so maybe they've changed it. Thank you guys for those, troll alerts. I appreciate. And of course my activity feed is not actually showing that. Hold on, this has been paused. Why has this been paused? What are you doing to me? Okay, hang on. I know how to tell. Richie. Thank you, Richie. Patch note says the direwolf have zombie AI now. Oh. Okay, well that's a reason to be scared.
Why are you running?
Why am I- Stop it. Stop your things. Stop your things! Dude! Okay, there we go. Who did that? Get back in that damn box, no kidding. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so, what have we learned? Don't go into the wasteland at night. It's a bad idea. Nobody tell Bam, let him find one. He's gonna try and go after the snow biome anyway, so it's fine. Okay, I think it's about that time. Yeah, it's about that time. And okay. It's about that time, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and raid somebody. So I appreciate you guys being here. For those of you who are actually making the journey, not just to Twitch, but also over to the VODs channel on YouTube, I do appreciate you guys taking that extra step to come and find more content. This has been really, really fun, aside from the itchy nose and the finding of crazy things. Thank you. No. Why is it... Earlier I was getting the information for my sound alerts and everything, and now I'm not getting my alerts. Oh, Richie, there we go. There's the alert. It was just really, really late. Thank you, Richie. I appreciate. I have to get used to where all of this stuff is. I do apologize that I'm always, like, trying to find things, but I've got, like, 3 or 4 different areas I have to look for my activity feed, at least until I get everything sorted. So I appreciate you guys' patience on all of this. And thank you guys for being here. You like my Darkness Falls series? Thank you! I am hoping at some point to play Darkness Falls this time, but I plan on doing a D10 series for each one of the armor suits first, just to test them out and see how they're balanced, and also just to try out the D10 concept on each one of the suits. So it's going to be a little while before I get into Darkness Falls for this one, but hopefully by then we'll be in a stable version, and all of the updates for Darkness Falls will be into. I know that they've got a playable version for experimental, but I'm just going to wait.
And spit on that thing.
Thank you, Javelin. Really? Really? I had to. I had to. It is so horrible. Have you not seen the video where I put it in the video? I'm not gonna spoil anything. Anyway, yeah. Like I said, I changed all of my sound alerts. We have a lot of new sound alerts. I have a lot of other alerts and everything else like that. I did a whole lot of playing around. He leaves. Oh no. Oh no. Someone hog tie him and drag him back. You're not allowed to leave because I'm cheesy. You knew this going in. Anyway, yeah. thank you guys for being here. We'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to be playing Outlast Trials, and then the next day we're going to be playing Phasmo at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come on.
Emotional damage.
Thank you, Chaplain. Oh no. Richie, that one did not play.
Oh, you mother ape ass!
I'm an adult, I swear to God. Yeah. So, thank you guys for being here. We're fixing to raid. And then I'm going to go take some, like, Benadryl or something so my nose will stop itching and I can sleep tonight. And I do apologize over on YouTube. I cannot raid somebody else because this channel has not gotten enough traction and therefore the option is not open. So I do apologize that I can't send you guys anywhere to see more content on someone else's video. So if you are over there and you are interested in this type of content, please subscribe over there on the YouTubes. If you happen to be over here on the Twitch and you're interested of a YouTube space as well, I do have channels over there. Check them out if you have time to. I am More to Me for Life over there as well. So, yeah. And if you're just wanting to hang out with all of us crazy folks, we do have a Discord and people just chit-chat and mess with each other on there as well. So, yeah. You can find me in a lot of places, and I will be here tomorrow. Let's set up for this raid. Thank you guys for all of the chatting, all of the hanging out, all of the harassment, all of the judging. Let's see. Who can we raid? I still cannot get over my nose itching so bad. I need Benadryl. Let's see. We have got... it looks like we are going to be raiding Wayward Echo. For those of you who do not know who Wayward Echo is, it's also a YouTuber. And streams a lot. So we're going to raid them. They just started up and playing 7 days. I love the harassment. If I did, could I admit it?
You've been real bad. I can't believe how bad you've been. I'm calling the police on your ass.
I'm raiding.
You know, look out for each other. We've got a great community here. And by we, I'm not just talking about like my community. I'm talking about the 7 Days to Die kind of creator space. We all talk to each other. So, oh my God, we got a more to me. It's a Liz raid. We're just starting out. We're getting raids. What's going on? We haven't even started. Welcome in, Liz.